Because senior Hamas officials now have released statements following the comments by Donald Trump on the permanent resettlement of Palestinians from Gaza. And they say, and we quote, "We consider it a recipe for creating chaos and tension in our region. Our people in the Gaza Strip will not allow these plans to pass. What is required is an end to the occupation and aggression against our people, not their expulsion from their land. Our people in Gaza have thwarted displacement and deportation plans under bombardment for more than 15 months. They are rooted in their land and will not accept any schemes aimed at uprooting them from their homeland." Marwan Bishara is Al Jazeera senior political analyst and joins us now from Doha. Hamas is only reiterating really what many Arab states are already saying, Marwan.
Yes, it's besides Jordan and Egypt. In fact, the 6 members of the contact group of the Arab League that was commissioned of being in touch with the outside world since the Gaza war or the war on Gaza started, they all 6 of them have come out against the idea of displacing Palestinians outside Gaza. And basically sent that answer to the Trump administration. They sent it to the United Nations, and they basically made it public to the whole world. That, of course, doesn't seem to have convinced the Trump administration. President Trump continues to insist that, well, they said no, but we will make them say yes. Basically, that America has leverage with a lot of Arab countries.
What was really interesting about the...
dreaming.
Sorry, I do apologise.
Not because America doesn't have leverage.
I apologise, Marwan. Please continue.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, there was a lot said in this press conference.
I'm just saying that I think he's...
I'm sorry, the time delay is a bit of an issue here. Please continue, Marwan.
I was saying simply that I think he's dreaming. I think none of the things that he's talking about will come to pass. I frankly think, and maybe it's because it's almost 4 a.m. Doha time and I'm pretty tired, I think it's absolutely absurd what he said. I think it's absolutely illogical, irrational, utterly unrealistic, and frankly idiotic to think that you can move 2 million Palestinians outside Gaza today and instead take ownership of it and make it into a beachside property development run by the likes of Trump so that yuppies and billionaires could come and make it into the Riviera in the Eastern Mediterranean. That is just absolutely absurd, and I don't think it deserves discussion. Now, let me tell you the important part that does deserve discussion. It's what it hides behind it. What it hides behind it is that the Trump administration is going to obstruct the rebuilding and reconstruction of Gaza for Gazans. That's what it means. What it means is that phase 3 of this ceasefire agreement that involves the reconstruction in Gaza for Gazans is going basically now to be forgotten, basically to be annulled, totally nullified by the United States, that wants to build a Riviera on the East Mediterranean or otherwise is not going to help or not going to participate, but rather will obstruct any such effort on the humanitarian level to rebuild Gaza.
With UNRWA not being able to offer aid to the Palestinians in Gaza at the moment, how do you think the scenario of what we've heard now and Trump's plans for, as you say, ownership, and as he said, ownership of the Gaza Strip to allow the world's people to settle there, how do you think that's going to sit with European capitals who have, for the moment, backed Israel and to a certain extent, backed the Biden administration during the last 15 months of Israel's war on Gaza? How uncomfortable are politicians going to be, do you think, in respect across Europe over this?
If I understand, if I know Europe and European leadership well, which I think I do, I'm a student of European history, and I tell you, they probably are scratching their head saying something like, what the hell is this man across the Atlantic is talking about? What is he talking about? Everything he said is either a total exaggeration, totally unrealistic, or totally illegal, illegitimate, and impractical, and will never get done. That's what the Europeans will probably be thinking. What is he talking about? Because look, at the end of the day, what he's saying is totally illegal, totally illegitimate, and totally rejected by the Palestinian people. So, he goes on and on about it, but it's totally baseless. Now, the other aspect, not just the European leader, I am willing to stake my career on it, that there's going to be no leader in the region or otherwise, that he said that he had countless leaders who he talked to, and he told him, this is a great idea. I will be waiting by the TV screen to watch one leader coming out and say, it's a great idea to displace 2 million Palestinians and to build a beach property a la Riviera in the East Mediterranean, and that's how you make peace and prosperity. I'm going to wait for that Arab leader or that whoever leader to come up and say that. No one in the world, no leader with any self-respect will come out in support of this idea, except, guess who? The one we just listened to. And this takes us, Suhail, to the bottom line, right? I mean, what is it that we're talking about? We're talking about Netanyahu coming to Washington in order to appease and please the leader of the world superpower, the United States. And Trump, of course, is walking in in the footsteps of Netanyahu, basically agreeing with him on all the end games that Netanyahu and above and beyond. That's why Netanyahu now, when he was asked, he said, wow, that sounds like a great idea. I need to think about it because we didn't even dream in our best of dreams that there will be an American president that will be advocating himself what is the most fanatic, extremist Israeli Kahanist has once advocated before, which is the transfer of the Palestinians. So Netanyahu thought Biden was his useful idiot, now is going like, whoa, wait a minute. Now we're talking about a whole new level here. I am not going to define it by any measure. I'm going to leave it to our viewers around the world to tell us what they think. If Biden was Netanyahu's idiot, what is it that we're talking about here when an American president goes all the way in justifying Israel's crimes? Because he talked about Gaza's tragedy as if it was done by something from outer space, not by the man standing right next to him, that he is sought after by the International Criminal Court for those very particular war crimes he carried in Gaza, accused for genocide in Gaza by the by the International Court of Justice, the man standing next to him. Gaza is not unlucky, as President Trump put it. Gaza is the victim of genocide and war crimes carried by the man standing right next to him. But Netanyahu was clearly able to manipulate yet again the American president, as he did in 2015, 2016. He's able to do it now. And as he said, President Trump hit the ground running as soon as he got into the White House for the past 2 weeks. He's doing more for Israel again, and as much as Biden did. And Biden did a lot of horrible things for Israel, in favor of Netanyahu government in terms of shielding, arming, and financing its genocide in Gaza. And now President Trump is coming to, finish the job, as it were. Not only there will be total destructions and war crimes in Gaza, but there will be, in addition to that, ethnic cleansing in Gaza.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be more news lines coming out of Washington because the Prime Minister, of course, will be extending his stay in the US. For the moment, Marwan Bishara, Al Jazeera senior political analyst, thank you.